The subconscious mind refocus. The real key to making changes in our life is convincing our subconscious mind that we really want to make a change. Reprogramming the subconscious mind successfully is dependent on our ability to convince the subconscious. Transformation occurs when we change our mind about who we are. But in order for successful transformation to occur, the change must be made at both the conscious and subconscious levels of our mind. Changing our mind at the conscious level is relatively easy, however, reprogramming the subconscious mind requires a bit more, a high level of desire, a strong commitment to make a change, and an understanding of how to convince our subconscious mind. We must convince our subconscious we are serious about making a change. Let's take a look at the different ways we create beliefs in our life, and some methods we can use to convince our powerful friend within to make changes or instill new beliefs. Ways to convince the subconscious. Repetitions and affirmations. Repeating the same thoughts over and over again can instill or change beliefs at the subconscious level. As we grow up, repetitive thoughts we hear and accept become the basis for the belief systems we carry with us as adults. As an adult, affirmations can be used to change some of the old belief systems that we have decided are no longer in our highest interest. Affirmations require a high level of commitment to stick with the new thoughts and take a great deal of time to take effect. Most people repeat their affirmations while in the alert, walking around beta brainwave state of mind. Affirmations are much more effective if they are repeated in a relaxed alpha state with a powerful, confident energy and a visualization. Simply repeating affirmations, however, whether in beta or alpha, isn't likely to eliminate the core belief systems that are the basis for the behavior we are seeking to change. If we are looking to create an abundance consciousness state of mind, going around saying an affirmation like endless abundance flows to me in endless ways isn't necessarily going to change our experience. We must first identify and understand the core beliefs that created our poverty consciousness mindset to begin with, and then go about the task of healing or letting go of those beliefs. Once we have let go of those beliefs, creating an abundance consciousness state of mind becomes much easier. So, while repetitions and affirmations can convince the subconscious to make changes, it is, generally speaking, a tedious and time-consuming method. Group and parental influence. Identifying strongly with ethnic or cultural groups, religious organizations or parents can have a strong impact on the subconscious. We often accept the belief systems of groups we associate with and take on those belief systems as our own. And sometimes we grow up to be very much like our parents or just the opposite, depending upon whether we choose to accept our parents' beliefs or reject them. Emotionally charged events. An emotionally charged event can have great impact on our belief systems at the subconscious level. For instance, children who are abused physically or emotionally may develop beliefs that abusive behavior toward children are normal. And when they grow up, they may abuse their own children or the children of others. Emotionally charged events can have a positive or negative effect. A child winning a science contest and being lauded by parents and teachers may develop a strong belief in their own intelligence. While another child involved in the same contest who doesn't win and whose parents display great disappointment in them, may develop a belief that they aren't good enough or smart enough. Authority figures. Authority figures are people to whom we give the power to have great influence upon our subconscious beliefs. They can be doctors, parents, spiritual leaders, athletes, professors, politicians, or anyone to whom we give the power of unquestioned authority. At some point, we make a choice to accept without question whatever our designated authority figure or figures may say is true. When some are told by a doctor that they have a terminal illness, they accept what they are told by their authority figure, the doctor, and pass on. Yet, others may refuse to accept what the doctor says and end up surviving and living a long, healthy life. Self-hypnosis and prayer, the easiest and most powerful method of changing our mind at the subconscious level is through the simple, powerful process of creation, whether through self-hypnosis or prayer. This occurs when we bring all levels of our mind, conscious and subconscious, and thus the creative level of mind, into alignment with our desires. Now, let's take a look at how that works. Let's use quitting smoking as an example. Let's say we've smoked for 20 years. It's pretty easy to make a conscious decision to quit. Let's say we realize smoking is bad for us and we're aware that smoking can often lead to cancer and sometimes death. So we make a rational, conscious decision to quit. Done deal. Right? After all, we've made a conscious decision. Our all-powerful conscious mind has decided we're quitting smoking. Yet, every day we keep lighting up. So what's the problem? Why are we still lighting up the cancer sticks? Problem is we still have to convince our subconscious mind that we really do want to quit smoking. Since our subconscious mind carries out all of our habituated behaviors for us, through the creative level of mind, and does so automatically, simply saying one day, I'm going to quit smoking, isn't going to be enough to convince our subconscious that we really want to quit. After all, for 20 years we've been lighting up a cigarette and telling ourselves how much we love to have a cigarette. We love to light up when we get up in the morning or after a meal or at other special times. We've spent the past 20 years convincing our subconscious how much we enjoy smoking, and suddenly we're changing our mind. Not so fast. Simply making the decision at the conscious level isn't enough. And, as has been previously mentioned, whenever there is a conflict between the conscious and subconscious minds, the subconscious mind almost always wins out. Why? Because the subconscious is our emotional home and easily overrules the rational, conscious mind. Since we have loved smoking so much for so long, and it is a deeply ingrained habit, we will very likely continue to smoke until we can get our subconscious mind on board in our effort to quit. Here's how we go about convincing our subconscious mind we're serious about quitting. First, we must find the most effective way to communicate with our subconscious mind. The best way to communicate with our subconscious is to become still, quiet our mind, our body, and our emotions, and focus our mind. Access to our subconscious is best in the alpha state. When we close our eyes and take a few deep breaths and quiet our mind, we can very easily move into a light alpha state. Then, by focusing our attention on relaxing each part of our body, from head to foot, we begin to deepen our alpha state. At this point, our subconscious mind will be more present and focused, much more so than when we are in our normal walking around, taking care of business beta state. When we're in beta, our subconscious mind is multitasking, its attention divided between various tasks, and, because of this, our subconscious is unable to give us its full attention. But when we enter a quiet state and become relaxed and focus our minds, the gateway to the powerful creative level of mind within our subconscious opens up for us. Now that we have gotten the attention of our subconscious, we must convince our deeper level of mind that quitting smoking is what we truly desire. Since the subconscious is the home of our emotions, striking an emotional chord with our subconscious is extremely important. How do we do that? We use our motivations for wanting to quit smoking. Remember, our subconscious mind wants to please us and will give us what it believes we most desire. So, our present desire to quit smoking must trump our historic desire to smoke, based on our past love affair with smoking. Let's say our current desire is based on our wanting to live a long life and be healthy. This strong desire to live will very likely trump our historic desire to smoke. But we must be very effective in communicating our desire to our subconscious mind. We begin by entering into a highly relaxed, quiet state, mentally, physically, and emotionally, and focusing our mind. We use imagery and powerful language to convince our subconscious that quitting smoking and being healthy is what we most desire. Since we learn in three primary ways: seeing, hearing, and by feeling, it only makes sense that we use all three methods to help us convince our subconscious mind of our desire for change. Using imagery is important because the subconscious mind relates best to imagery and symbols. A visualization in which we see ourselves jogging and breathing easily in a beautiful country setting might be just the ticket. We also might repeat aloud to ourselves an auto-suggestion such as, "I am a non-smoker," especially effective when repeated with a feeling of self-confidence as though we are already a non-smoker. This sends a powerful message to our subconscious. Provoking feelings of success in our visualizations and suggestions is an important ingredient in a successful hypnosis script or prayer. The key to our success begins with understanding our motivational desires for quitting and then being able to effectively communicate our desires to our subconscious mind. The more hypnosis or self-hypnosis sessions we have, the more these thoughts and ideas of being a non-smoker become entrenched in our subconscious, and the more likely it is that we will stop smoking. Once we choose not to have a cigarette, a new pattern of behavior is set into motion, and the easier it becomes to not have a cigarette the next time we have the urge. After a week without a cigarette, the new pattern of behavior is more powerful. After a few months, the behavioral pattern of not smoking becomes deeply ingrained. There you have it. Refocus, let your inner being be. K.I.K, knowledge is king. Get into the know. Peace.